Why don't you let it overtake you and become the Rat King?
Because in the day, I'd be a rat who couldn't carry you, and I'd just scurry off, thus negating your magical powers. You haven't thought this through, have you?
You do have a good point.
Exactly. So do you, and I'll use them when I get a chance to. Until then, shut your chop hole.
Very well.
That's right. Verbally slapping an axe.
Yeah.
We carry on. And Ronson, I need you to make me a D20 roll, please.
Wrong thing. Hang on a second. D20. 19.
Yeah, so you're having a bit of a rough time in the dark. Of course, you won't admit it to anybody. But with the two of them guiding you, you slip a little bit. You get a bit of mud on your cloak, but otherwise, it's a pretty uneventful journey for Ronson.
Fantastic.
Roll for monotony.
Well, yeah, you rolled, and the random table said nothing happened. So
Yeah, because I got a 19. So yeah.
Right. So a number of hours, more than 5, pass.
6.
Yeah, something like that. But it's approaching morning as you walk into the town of Lafleur. It is a very large town, you can see, and it's a very big map. So I will do some zooming.
Very big zoom. Keep going. Keep going.
I can't go. Oh, there we go.
Close enough.
So yeah, as you enter, there is an immediate feeling of unease. The streets are quiet. I mean, it is early, but there are just a few people wandering about. And based just on the size of the town, you wonder, how's it making do with so little people around? And there's many shops and stuff with no one here to use them.
I thought they had no food. That fella there's got like a whole 2 carts worth of food.
Well, why don't you go and talk to him?
Oi, orphan.
I'll be right back.
Where's Brother Man Bill?
What? I'm not one of the orphans.
All right, get your parents and ask them then.
But no, I'm a grown-ass man.
Right, are your parents here?
Do you mind? My parents died.
So you're an orphan then?
Well, I suppose so.
Right, shut your face. Where's Brother Man Bill? I ain't got long.
What, who do you mean?
Uncle Ben. What was he called?
Father Bennett.
Yeah, where's he?
He'll be at the church, I'd have thought. This is the shop. Do you need anything, by the way?
You got a cure for werewolf, rat, vampire syndrome?
No, I've got some fruit and some meat.
Right, you're no fucking use to me then, pal.
Well, charming.
I'm on the clock. I'm going to turn into a rat. I ain't got long.
You know how hard it was to get hold of this food? If you don't want it, stop wasting my time.
How about you take that food down the path a bit and give it to the villagers who are rats now. They probably won't eat you.
Rat? What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind. Where's Brother Man Bill? Let's go find him.
Well, Father Bennett, if that's what you mean, will be up at the church.
Okay, we go to the church.
You sure you don't want some food for the journey?
It's the other side of town, mate. I don't think I'm going to starve.
Well, they are.
Who are?
The orphans.
You're an orphan.
No, I'm the shopkeeper.
Are you going to starve?
Because I've got this very expensive food I managed to get.
Right, so all of the orphans apart from you then?
I'm only an orphan because I'm an adult man whose parents died. I'm
Right.
not one of their orphans.
But you are an orphan.
Technically, yes.
Right, and you're holding back food from your other orphans.
They can't. Look, I wish I could help. I wish I could be like Father Bennett and just give it away. But I've got to make a living. This cost a fortune to get from Galt.
What's your profit margin?
Well, they sold it to me for 950, this meat, and I'm only asking 1,000 for it. So that's actually pretty good.
Right, so why don't you give me 50 gold worth of meat, and I will in turn give you fuck all, and we can feed your orphans who are also orphans just like you. You capitalist shitbag.
Can bloody live in somehow. I do a lot for those kids, but
Like what?
like normally, if they're having like harvest festival, I give them. I would have given them food, but this is all we've got. All the town's got.
So why are you selling it then?
So I can make some bloody living.
Right. So if nobody comes here and gives you some money for that food, you'll let your whole village die, is what I'm hearing.
Most of them have buggered off anyway. All of the rich ones have gone elsewhere.
Right.
Just us.
So there's nobody here with enough money to afford to buy the food that you're selling, so they're going to die.
Well, you look very rich.
Hey, you look like you're going to get a headbutt, pal. Give the food to the villagers and you'll be repaid with karma. And that karma is essentially me not kneecapping you.
How much? What were the prices of the food? Sorry.
He's selling some meat for 1,000 gold.
And that's the only thing on the store.
There's some vegetables there, but you look at them and they're pretty rotten.
I'm still invisible. I could steal it.
Are there any? You're not invisible. Are there any apples?
I am. How long do I stay invisible for? Let me have a look.
Till you do a magic.
No,
To create doesn't say. Oh, have I clicked the wrong thing there? No invisibility.
yeah, it's up to an hour, so you will be.
Oh, up to an hour. Oh shit. Well, I could always cast it again anyway.
Are there any apples on the stall or at all?
There
or is
are,
it just
yes.
the meat? Are they looking okay?
A bit brown.
Bit brown. How much are they? How much are your apples?
450 gold, please.
For how many?
Just the one.
Yes. I make my eyes go completely black and I start stepping up to this guy. And next to me, I just duplicate images of myself walking up to this person.
And his dead parents.
Yeah, let's strong out. Yeah, right.
And
Can you see this lady here? She's a tough cookie. And let me tell you right now, me and this little midget over here, we killed a man by freezing him in a bathtub of water. Okay, we're pretty nasty. We really are. We've got no morals at all. So you better sort yourself out, son, or we're going to kick your backside.
Listen here, you Tory prick. You are going to give that food to the other orphans, or I am going to turn your head inside out.
Yeah, we're going to kill you, basically, if you don't sort it out. We will kill you.
And I won't feel any guilt about it because you're a cunt.
As they're saying, your head, I'm going to take your head and put it on a spike or whatever, and I'm going to kill you. As I repeat those under my breath, but I use thaumaturgy to make it sound really loud and make the floor shake at the same time. As I'm just really walking towards him with my eyes black and my duplicate, and not duplicates,
Dave,
but my
Dave, and I do
respond to any of this at all, or
Dave, yeah. I do mold earth around him to make it move even more to kind of, come in sync there with Tok.
So
we're going to come in sync.
You can see he's starting to well up, and he goes, "We're going to die anyway if they don't sort this issue out. So just take the bloody food if you have to. Just trying to do what I can for my family."
Right, well, now I feel bad. Couldn't you have squared up to us a little bit? I feel bad now. I feel like I've bullied you.
And he just ignores you a bit and kind of looks at Tok again. Hold on. I didn't notice at first, but now there's so much. I know you, don't I?
Maybe.
I'm Ron Sir Diego Bentos. I'm quite sure you've heard of me, yes.
You have got the cheek to come and threaten me about keeping stuff back and being selfish. You know what? I am surprised you have the gall to walk back in here.
Yeah. Look. I feel a bit bad now. Okay, you didn't. I tell you what you do. Why don't you punch Porky in the face? I'll allow it.
I prefer any fighting. Look, if you're not buying, will you just go? Take your tiefling friend with you.
Explain. Add context, please.
More than friends.
I pull the cart. I start to grab all the food off the cart, paying no attention to his comments and putting it into my bag. And as I do, I'm going to slip 500 gold into his pocket for everything on the cart. I know it's not the same amount of money, but I will do that. No one sees it. Hopefully.
And I will use sleight of hand to try and steal that 500 back.
You don't see me do it. You don't know if I'm doing it or not.
Right.
Well, he's just going to try and steal whatever the guy's got on him.
Talk, give me a sleight of hand check, please.
Have you noticed she doesn't like it when you use her own dirty tricks against her?
22. Hold on, let me just see if I've got something else. 20. Well, it's 22 for my roll, for standard. And
If
gonna
you add
cast
it,
my-
you get
I'm-
plus. You get
Sorry?
plus 3 on that.
I have, yes. It was a 19 plus 3.
Oh.
I'm not really going to roll higher than that, so yeah, let's go with it.
Can I get a perception check from Porky, please?
You can. Once I find my mouse. Oh, there it is. 22.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. You do notice.
What? No.
So, are you going to try and sneak it back?
Yes, I am.
Do
Sleight
I
of
notice him
hand then,
sneaking
please.
it back?
Oh, God, we're going to be here forever.
Yeah, we are, because I'm putting that money in his pocket. Because I did it as we're walking away. When I grabbed the cart and we're walking away. So,
22 for my sleight of hand check.
So, he doesn't notice.
I mean, you're all wasting your time because we've eventually settled it. I'm going to go invisible and steal it anyway.
oh my God, why are you like this?
Because you are like this. Because you are like this. And you're now getting a taste of your own medicine and you don't like it, do you?
No,
Right.
I don't. Okay, so I got a 16 plus a 2, so an 18 on my perception.
Yeah, you didn't notice.
Right, little orphan Andy, I want you to hold back enough food for you and your family for a little while, and the rest is going to the rest of the orphans.
I've already taken all the food.
Give him back some food.
No,
Give him back one chop.
nope.
Not the ex-Derby midfielder, Paolo One Chop.
Absolutely not.
Right, here's 100 gold for you from the kindness of my heart, he says as he adds 400 gold to his inventory. Get yourself something pretty. And maybe think about next time you try and exploit your fellow villagers for financial gain. Think about it. Are you thinking about it?
As long as you think about it, you have no leg to stand on, bear in mind the company you keep. Now, good day, sir, he says.
I've asked for context on this and you refuse to give it me, so I'm just going to shrug. You won't let me add gold.
Why would you? But you don't deserve it. Why would you steal my gold that I'm trying to give someone?
He doesn't
Why?
deserve it. He's a fucking Tory.
He's paid thousands of gold for that food.
To exploit the starving villagers. You think that's a good person? He's lucky he was able to walk away. I can't find the button. Hang on.
Good. I'm glad.
I'm still adding 400 gold, though.
Fuck's sake. Why was my gold gone?
Well, it's your own bloody fault,
Why
frankly.
didn't it didn't update, but I don't know why my D&D didn't update then, Dave, but I have taken 500 gold out. Anyway.
Right, what are you doing? You've upset him. What are you doing now?
Tuck, would you like to add any context to what that fella was saying?
No. Sling the food over my shoulder and carry on walking down the street.
It doesn't sound good, does it? Let's be honest.
I'm hoping at some point that the work that me and Vic have put in to build her backstory will be useful when she does explain it, and she doesn't just keep this a secret forever.
I did explain it very fast.
She's
at
not
the
a team
start.
player, Dave. She's
But
not a
if
team
you-
player.
If you
I'm
didn't
doing my
pick
best,
up on
Dave. I'm
it,
doing my best.
if you didn't pick up on it,
You wouldn't tell us what you stole. And then that guy wouldn't tell us what we stole. And that guy was directly under your control, Dave, and I asked him twice. So
So he
you've
wasn't
got
really
to
paying
take
attention.
a small amount of blame for that.
Shitey, I'd be completely open with you. I'm a team player, so
It's upsetting,
he
frankly.
keeps mentioning it as we're walking down the street. I slam the food onto the floor and I look at him and I say, I'm sure you wouldn't want people digging up your past, constantly asking what you've done.
Well, it seems like this is quite relevant to our adventure.
It's relevant in some ways, but we're here to sort out the blockade. We're not here to know about Tok's history.
Your history does seem relevant to this situation. If the time I shat myself in the woods became relevant to an adventure, I'd share that story, even though it made me look bad. But really, you're putting all three of us at risk by keeping this to yourself.
I have already told you what I did right at the first time you asked me. Did you,
You
not
stole-
catch it?
You stole something smaller than a bread bin,
I stole something. Correct.
which was...
Something of great worth. Fine. As you know, I used to be part of the Thieves Guild. I'm not proud of it, but I was. I was established to, let's say, integrate in the orphanage. Okay, I was there. I was there for a while, actually. And I was told to get close to the people of the orphanage and take an item. So I did. And as I realized what that item was worth, I couldn't do it anymore. That orphanage, when you see it, was a state. It was falling apart. And this item, and I just conjure a little illusion of a chalice in my hand,
Could have just said chalice.
was worth a fortune. More than
Right.
you've ever dreamed of having. So, I gave it back. And I could never show my face at the Thieves Guild again. Are you happy? Is that what you wanted? Do you want to know why I left the Thieves Guild? We've got it.
Thanks. So why does he hate you if you give it back?
I don't think they know I gave it back.
Sounds to me like the person you gave it back to has sold it and pocketed the money.
Well, I asked them to sell it.
Right. So you're taking the blame for what then exactly?
Well, you see, when I returned the item, I was worried that Mother Ira would know. Okay? So I just put it back with a note to say, sell this. It's worth a lot of money. So whether she did or not, I'm guessing she did from their reaction.
Sounds like they just escaped on a motorbike. Get after them.
Whether they did or not is completely, I've no idea. But from their reaction, it sounds like they did. But the money was to save the orphanage.
But I'm confused on the basis that they already owned this
And I
and you stole it
for the
and give
Thieves
it back
Guild.
to them and said sell it. So why didn't they sell it originally?
So I don't think they knew what it was worth.
Right.
It was just an heirloom, a family heirloom that she had.
Oh, so you left a post-it note saying this is worth lots of gold.
Correct.
All right, that explains it then. Right, anyway, let's go find Aunt Bessie. She's probably in the freezer.
Slam the
Bessie
food back over
and
my
her-
shoulder.
And
And as I
lovely
do,
puddings.
I hope to hit Shitey with the bag. Just slightly.
Joke's on you, I'm Porky. Ah.
So
Just a little bit of a fumble in his face, you know.
you're wandering through the town. Lots of buildings. Not very many people. Lots of buildings.
Anywhere I can start a grogs here.
I mean,
Oh,
there's a
God.
few buildings that look like they've been closed for a couple of weeks. And this map's huge.
How much pass through traffic do we
Jesus.
get?
At the minute, not a lot. Normally you get a lot, but not whilst there's a blockade on. So you're wandering past.
But we're getting rid of the blockade, aren't we?
Yeah, well, you can decide to put a grogs wherever you want when you've sorted the problem out.
No, whoa, Dave. If I do it now, the prices will be cheaper.
It looks
Right,
abandoned.
I want one of these buildings as a grogs. Get
Which
it
one?
now while it's cheap.
Which one?
Oh, for goodness sake.
That's it. I'm forming an orphan union now.
Either, Dave, this one or that one. I don't mind which, but this one here on the junction. So that one or that one.
The
I don't mind
hotel,
which.
the hotel or the tavern.
So
You're gonna need to negotiate buying that. Well, let's maybe not do that right now.
Can we just say it's been done?
No, because you've picked.
I tell you what. What we'll do is we'll say in the tavern, we will sell grogs in the tavern.
You can have that conversation with them about franchising later.
So it's being done and they've agreed, yes?
No. So,
Can't do it later, Dave, because the prices will go up, Dave. They will charge me more, Dave. Once the barricade's gone, they'll see, we're getting more traffic. They'll charge me more, Dave.
But you'll be a hero, so you'll probably still get the cheaper price.
I just don't want this whole thing to just be negotiating grogs prices.
You'd be no good on The Apprentice, Dave, or Dragon's Den. I tell you right now.
Well, yeah, they told me it was a shit idea because it's just taking the idea from Greg's. If you want to go into the tavern and start selling sausage rolls, of
You're
which
not
you
going to
don't
start
have any.
drinking.
Right, look. You're going to have to create a character quickly for the tavern. Don't worry about the voice of the accent. It'll probably be the same as all the rest. Okay, so...
There's 2 people in there already.
Let's get this done very quickly, okay? I can see you suffering here. Nobody's coming in. I could start over there. You can sell Grog's merchandise. I'm sure you've heard of it. The Rolly sausage. Do you want it?
Yeah, why not? Seems easier.
Excellent, thank you. Sorted, deal done. You get 10% of everything sold. Brilliant. Move on.
Fine. So they didn't really know what hit them, and you walk back out of the tavern.
You know what, Dave? You missed a trick there. You know what you should have done?
You
should have, just for that single line, you should have done a completely different voice and accent that we have never heard before. I know that would have completely put me in my place and made me look stupid.
Yeah, my brain doesn't like. I'm an ideas man. I'm not a performer. So, I mean, I'm trying to do the emotional bit here.
Yes, okay, sorry.
Tavern.
So Dave, have you written that down? That's another Grogs.
I'll write it down now.
Cheers, thank you.
On the
This
tab that
is a
says
long map.
the tab that says Grogs, and we will.
Excellent.
I've been scrolling up the main street for this whole Grogs conversation, trying to get to the top.
When I'm a millionaire, you guys are going to be very grateful for this. I'm going to be able to buy you anything you want.
I'm just putting it right. You said they get 10%, right?
They get 10%. I get 90% of everything sold.
I'll put that on the Grogs balance sheet. It does exist.
Thank you.
D&D, everyone.
So that's been happening. Tok, as Ronce has been doing that, you're kind of stood at the crossroads, looking up towards the church and the orphanage. The church is the big building in the middle. The orphanage sits to the left of it. And there's a smaller building to the right that you don't remember. You can certainly see that they've done some work here since you were last here. These buildings look immaculate compared to the rest of the town. What are you doing?
I'm just going to walk up slowly and kind of walk to the right of the building. So I'd like to go and have a look at this to the right of the church, sorry.
Yeah.
And just wander around the graveyard and just have a look. Kind of be outside, looking around at the new stuff. Not really wanting to be seen too much by walking straight up to the main door.
We have a Zoom, please. Whilst Tok's doing that, I just start hammering the front door.
Okay, so Tok, you're wandering through the graveyard. You notice this building that wasn't here last time. It's pretty modest. Hawkeye is literally hammering the door. It's pretty modest. There's a big iron door on the front and no windows. But yeah, looks slightly out of place in the middle of the graveyard. Hawkeye's hammering on the door. There's a minute or so pause, and you hear it coming. I'm coming. I'll be right with you.
I'm outside. I'm out of sight of the door, aren't I?
You are. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then about a minute later, the door swings open. You can see inside to the church, and Father Bennett opens the door.
Oh, I know you. You were one of the mages, weren't you?
I have many cousins.
Gordon Bennett.
Right? Can I be frank here? Right? If you don't want me using art of Google, and you don't want me using AI art for placeholder stuff, the sprites are going to look the same. All right?
Make him draw it himself, Dave. You tell him.
If some of you fucking cunts would join our Patreon, we'll be able to afford to get new art, right?
Listen.
Which none of them will benefit from if they listen to the podcast.
Just make them stick men, Dave, going forward. Just everyone stick people.
Right, who are you? Brother Man Bill.
I'm
Brian.
Father Bennett. I'm
Gordon Bennett.
It's me.
Who was that?
Some cunt. Ignore him. I'm Porkeye Short King, Lord of Flamekeep. You probably heard of me.
I've heard of Flamekeep. I haven't heard of a Lord of Porkeye.
Close enough. Right. I ain't got long. I'm about to turn into some sort of rat werewolf vampire because you've been dicking around with a well.
Only well I've built was in Danhaven over a decade ago.
That's the one. That well's been poisoned. Who did it?
What?
You heard?
Impossible. That draws from the underground river that flows across the district. Impossible.
Well, if you want to make your way down there, you'll see a lot of villagers gnawing on wood, mate.
And we draw our water, and he steps out and sort of points towards the water pump.
As I see him come out, I duck behind a gravestone so I can't be seen.
Yeah.
Like Optimus Prime in the first Transformers
yeah, exactly.
film.
I'm behind a gravestone, like.
I've never got that. You can turn into a truck, you massive twat. Why are you hiding behind a grave? Oh,
I could have turned into a bloody gravestone, but I didn't. I'm just ducking behind it.
Don't let the humans see me. Turn into a truck, then, you metal prick. Michael Bay, you ruined
they
that
would
franchise.
see the truck, surely.
Well, they'd be like, what's a truck?
Why is there a truck in the middle of the cemetery?
Just there, digging. Right, anyway, so the lads down the road,
the bodies.
They're all rats now. Our current theory is it's from poisoned water.
Shit, by the way, everybody.
Because it is. Transformers is not shit. The Michael Bay films
that's a very
shit.
good point. He's taking the piss out of you, Dave, for watching Doctor Who. He thinks he's a big Transformers fan.
That was pre-stream. That's not canon. That was us chatting.
That's a kids' TV show.
Yeah, but I like Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This was bad.
Why aren't we past this? Porkeye can like what he likes. I can like what I like. You can like what you like.
I forgot about that.
Stop
I
being
like
trying
shiny
to
math rocks. Yay!
What's wrong with math rock?
No, math rocks.
Oh right, I thought you meant the musical genre math rock. So I like that. It's a bit of Minus the Bear.
Oh, I do like Minus the Bear. Anyway,
I just like a sixth chord every now and then. Anyway, so our working theory is the well's been poisoned.
We draw our water from the same spring, from the water pump over there, and nothing's happened to us.
And why would that be? What could How would somebody be able to poison the well in that village but without affecting up here?
Great band.
They're not math rock.
You ask me as if I am an expert. I literally helped fund the well and the water pump.
You will forgive my bluntness. I'm turning into a rat. I don't have long.
I'm Edward October. Ask any bold individualist and they'll tell you all you need for a perfect eggnog is to combine egg yolks, beaten until creamy, egg whites, beaten until fluffy, heavy cream, sugar, a generous portion of fresh grated nutmeg, and an even more generous portion of liquor. Most people use dark rum, I prefer bourbon. The final two ingredients are essential. Cozy seat by the fire in which to sip it, and a ghost story told as only Octoberpod can tell it. This year, Octoberpod's Christmas gift to you is an evening of Ghoul-Tide classics written by two masters of supernatural literature. It drops on December 24th, Christmas Eve. Listen to it on Octoberpod AM, wherever you get podcasts, or at Octoberpod Home Video on YouTube. Unwind with us by the fire, and we guarantee it will be the crowning pleasure of your busy holiday season. After all, eggnog without a good belt of hooch is hardly eggnog, and Christmas without an Octoberpod ghost story is hardly Christmas. Octoberpod, Yuletide horror for bold individualists. OctoberPodVHS.com.
I'm sorry, my son. I mean, I am a priest, but I am not a physician. I cannot conduct miracles, unfortunately. Maybe Dr. Sawyer would be your best bet.
I just want answers. You know about the waterway system.
I know that I constructed a well over 10 years ago, my boy. I know you're after answers, but I'm afraid I do not have any.
Where's the doctor?
He's in town, in the doctor's office.
Bring them to me. I don't know why poor guy does that occasionally. I just enjoy doing it now.
If you knew anything of the Doctor, you will know that he's a Time Lord from Gallifrey. But he also does not. You know, he works on his own schedule. I think you will need to go and see him in his office.
Right, take me to the office, please.
I'm sure you can find it in town. I need to get back to my study.
No. You come with me because I get lonely. But leave that door unlocked in case we need to come back to it. Come on, let's go.
Okay. And the two of you wander towards town.
And I do a big wink at the gravestones. Like this.
As they kind of leave, I'm going to sneak around. When they're out of sight, by the way, I'm going to come around and I'm just going to go into the front of the church and just at the hello. Just at the top, I'm just going to put the food on top of the bag and lay it out, and then I'm just going to sneak back out.
Okay.
A reverse heist.
A reverse heist, yeah. I'm sneaking here.
Oh, you do?
Well, then I'd like to have a look at that building that's outside near the gravestones, please. You said it was a modest building. I'm just going to go knock on the door. Wait, I'm going to peer through a window before I knock on the door.
There's no windows.
Damn it, I'm going to knock on the door.
It's a steel door. It's a loud sort of clanging.
Oh.
But you give it a minute or two. There's no answer.
I just start coughing when I hear the door getting knocked. Lucky we go and see a doctor. I've got a right throat on.
Okay. I'm going to just walk over to the orphanage when they're out of sight and just peer through a side window, not through the front door, but have a look through the side window and see if I can see anything. Stealthily.
So as you peer through here, you can see and you recognise this as, I mean, it's been done up since you were here, but this is like the main living area. There's a table. There's what looks like a surprisingly modern kitchen, but no one's in there.
Okay, no one's in there. I'm gonna carry on round the back because I don't want to go near the front. And then I'm going to have a look in these windows at the top. Stealthily.
So you look through the window, and this is what you know to be the classroom of the orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
And in there, you see a selection of orphans, unsurprisingly. Well, you assume they're orphans. That one's not there. I removed this one from the story. They're gone. I erased them.
Don't erase the orphans.
Erased an orphan, yeah. So you see there's a couple of tabaxi who are like cat people. There's a couple of half-orcs, there's an elf, and there's a tiefling. And stood at the front of the room, referring to a blackboard and doing all sorts of teachery things, is who you recognise as Mother Ira, a kindly-looking lady, sort of getting on. She's human, she's getting a bit older. But she's teaching the children, who are kind of, a lot of them just slumped at their desks, looking knackered. Ronson, have you just barged in?
Yeah.
As soon as I see Ronson...
I was still right down here, and I couldn't... Oh, Porkeye's there. I couldn't see anybody, so I just walked into where I could see there was lots of... Yeah, I'm in here now, yeah.
As soon as I see Ronson barge into the room, I duck out of sight of the window.
Hello, everybody. Professor Ronson here from the Magic Circle, the School of the Magicians. That's me. How are you doing? Everybody all right?
Bloody hungry, says one of the kids. And then Ira sort of steps forward and says, please do excuse the children. They are, as they say, a little bit hungry, a little bit out of sorts.
Yeah, bobshites, as we call them, for where I'm from. But anyway, yes.
But yes, very nice to see a visitor.
I should imagine so.
Can we be of any help?
Well, really, I'm here to see if I can be of any help. What are you teaching these little twats?
And the elf child, so it sounds like we are learning about the king of the storm giants, and his shield and him slaying all the dragons. We're learning about him.
Right, okay. Well, let me tell you something, kids. Did he train with Martin Daniels himself? Don't think so. Are you all big fans of Martin Daniels here? You, in the middle there, that cat lady.
Martin, is that the younger brother of Paul Daniels Jr.?
Yes, it is. Now, are you aware of Paul Daniels? No, he's not my dad. But his wife, Debbie McGee, is my mother. So he's kind of my stepdad.
The whole point of that entire year-long arc was that Paul Daniels is your dad and Debbie McGee is your mum.
Oh, my God.
I thought... Okay, let me just reiterate that, folks, because I think some of you didn't hear me quite clearly. Paul Daniels, my dad. What do you think about that then? You big fans, have you, everybody? Would you like to see a magic trick?
Well, the tiefling at the back just sort of rolls their eyes, and but the half-orc, one of the half-orcs says, yeah, go on then, give us some magic.
Well, come over here and I'll cup your balls. Sorry, I mean, I'll do the cup and the balls.
Fine. And Tok, are you still watching through the window?
I'm kind of peering in a little bit, watching it.
So
Ronson does a textbook rendition of the cup and balls trick.
Can I do my bit first? As the dungeon master.
Oh, God, look at him flashing his title around. Go on.
So, Tok, as you look through the window, it's a bit of a bizarre experience for you because Ronson, your companion of the last few weeks or months, is there doing the cup and ball trick with the young half-orc that you knew many years ago called Hogar, who has grown significantly since you last saw him. But it's a little bit of a clash of like your two lives coming together.
I just kind of look in and I kind of just give a little smile to myself. So
you can do your ball trick now.
Well, I've done it, and it was textbook.
Marvellous.
Marvellous, yeah.
What else can you do?
I can do the linking rings. I can make cards come out of my mouth. I can saw a lady. It's got to be a lady, unfortunately. I can't do men. But I can saw a lady in half. I can walk through the Great Wall of China. And I can make my balls rising to my abdomen.
As lovely as I'm sure that would all be, we do need to get back to class. So, Mr. Frey Bentos, was it?
Oh, hey, kids, do you want to do boring work, or do you want to see me walk through the Great Wall of China?
Where's China?
Quite far away. We'll take. Do you have permission slips for the children to go on a field trip?
Considering they're orphans, I am the one who signs such slips.
That's great. Then we can go. Come on, kids, let's go.
Well, we're struggling a little bit for food, let alone any sort of supplies or anything. So I think a field trip's out of the question for now, I'm afraid.
I think you'll find the arts are all the food they need. If their minds are fed, their bodies will prosper.
I must insist that you let us continue with this lesson. If you do want to come and, I don't know, maybe you're interested in donating, please do come back later.
I donate every month, yes.
Yes, and she's just sort of subtly walking you towards the door.
Right, okay.
While this has been going on...
Sorry, kids. The teacher wants to do a boring lesson, so no magic for you from the leader of the magic circle. Feel free to boo and hiss your teacher.
They're not bothered. Sorry, Talk. Go on.
No, it's fine. I was just thinking before he leaves, because I know he's going to be like, I've already left. So whilst he's been doing his tricks and I've seen him talking to Hogar, I've gone and got... because I realised that probably not the best place to leave it in the church. So I went into the side door of the church and I've got the food and I've gone and snuck it into the kitchen down here. And I've laid it out kind of on the table for them. And then I walk out, but leaving pebbles in there to kind of knock things over to make a loud noise. And then I hide around the corner and watch through the window.
Before that, Dev, did any of them stand on the desks and say, "Oh, Captain, my Captain"?
No, they're all too malnourished.
Do any of them sit on their chairs and say, "Oh, Captain, my Captain"?
No, we did that last time.
Yeah, I know, but it would be nice if they did it again.
We can't do the same thing 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
There's also a note on the table, just like a little note that only Mother Ira and I and maybe Hogar would understand, like something that we used to use whilst we were like sending out kind of messages to each other while we were doing the repairs and stuff on the orphanage.
Like a little signature.
Like a little signature that only those two would recognise, just on the table with the food.
Okay, cool. We will see what happens with that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So we will go to Porkeye and Father Bennett, who is reluctantly showing him down to the doctor's surgery, sort of walking you halfway back down the main street. This is a very big map. Thank you, Tom Kartos, for the map.
I saw them at was it at the UK Board Expo? Yes, they were there.
Because they are doing printed versions of all of these in a book.
Unfortunately, it was very crowded around the store, so I didn't get to actually go over. But I did see them.
You came all the way from America.
It was great.
Oh, I'm in the Discord. I will post that to say that you saw him.
Yeah.
All the way from America, and Vic couldn't even be asked to talk to him.
You have no idea how full that board game expo was. I could barely go to any stores. Like, you could barely move. It was full on the Saturday. Anyway, that aside. I've hidden around a corner if I saw them walking out to the main street.
So Farbet says to Porkeye, well, this is Dr. Sawyer's surgery. To say he isn't very easy to get hold of, but if you talk to his receptionist, I'm sure she will do what she can. Particularly if he does like to get involved with sort of unknown illnesses and stuff. So I'm sure he will be very interested in you. So I will get back to my studies if that suits.
No, stick around, pal, because he might have some questions about the waterway.
I have told you I cannot answer them.
I've already forgotten what you said. Come on in. Let's go see the doctor.
So you swing the door open.
Let's have a zoom. A little zoom. Little zoom as a little treat.
I keep scrolling the wrong way. There you go. So you walk in, and there is a young lady behind the reception desk. And Dave scrolls to find the right part of the document. Says, hello, Father. Father Bennett. And hello, sir. Yes, just to confirm, it's not my father. He is the father of the church. And hello, sir. How can I help? You're not unwell, are you, Father?
He's fine, apart from his bald head. Doctor, I think I'm turning into a rat.
Well, pull yourself together.
That's curtains.
What's rats then?
They're like small rodents.
Well, I'm not the doctor. I aren't the doctor. Doctor.
I just assumed you would be, because I'm not a sexist and waited for a man. And I'm not ageist waiting for an older person. So I should be applauded for that. Can you get the doctor, please? That would be nice.
Well, Dr. Sawyer has asked to not be disturbed.
I'm turning into a rat.
Oh.
I don't know if I mentioned that.
I hadn't really. Let me see if. And she wanders over and knocks on the door. Then you can hear she's going. He says he's turning into a rat, and suddenly she jumps out the way as the doctor charges out. He is in full plague doctor garb. I'll even show you. Look, that's what he looks like.
Look at that.
He's got the full mask on. Everything.
Is that a new icon?
It's a different icon, yeah.
It's a different one. It's a different one, folks.
Yeah.
Doctor, well water, poisoned, next village down, got wet, turning into rats. Please advise.
That's a lot of information to take in. You're telling me Danhaven, the people are turning into rats.
Werewolf, rat, vampires.
Well, that would correlate with what I've seen from the patient that I have in here. Do you any idea about the time scale of this illness?
24 hours. Rat water, werewolf, rat, vampire.
Right. So I've got a patient that I found on the path out of Danhaven. It's been with us for just under that. So that's not good for him, is it? Any idea how we can deal with this?
First thing I say, because it's the daytime, isn't it? I believe it's the daytime. I can't look up. Close the curtains. Don't let any sunlight into that room, because if the patient turns into a rat and gets hit by the sunlight, they'll fry. And nobody likes the smell of burnt rat.
I wasn't aware of that. I'm very glad you came before he disintegrated. That wouldn't help my studies very much at all. And you say you are infected?
Yeah, one of the dickheads poured a glass of tainted water over me. And now I've got 24 hours before I turn into a man rat. The worst of the superheroes, frankly.
Well, how fortunate. Oh, this is the best day I've had in a long time.
Yeah, it ain't going fucking well for me, pal. So pull out your pots and pans and let's cure me.
If you want to come into the examination room, down on the table, and we'll see what we can find, shall we?
I had a finger up my arse last week, so I don't need that.
And as you're going in, Father Bennett sort of goes, my dear boy, I'm going to head back to the church.
No,
Dr.
you go
Sawyer
nowhere,
will look
pal.
after you. And he
Bronson, don't let him leave.
Stop! You shall not pass!
But you're inside and I'm going outside. You're not in my way in any shape or form.
Now I am.
Was that some sort of 15-foot teleportation?
No, I just rang very quickly.
Oh, that's less impressive, to be honest.
Also, I'm fairly sure that's a window.
To the wall.
Yes, I jumped out the window.
You're blocking the window, Rod, so maybe block the door, maybe.
Lock the
There you
door.
There we go.
Stop, sir. Stop.
I'm not sure why we're trapping him in here. It just feels like a fun thing to do.
I'm
What do you
not really
mean?
following the plot, sir. But please stop for a reason.
I don't think I could be any help to your friend. I just want to get back to my church.
Don't we all? It wouldn't be lovely. I tell you what, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to the church with you. And maybe we could read a lovely psalm together. But in the meantime, please listen to my little short-ass friend. I know he stinks. I know he's not very nice to look at. But still, he speaks sense some of the time.
Okay, look, if I can help with anything that's happening, of course I will. But I am going to need to get back shortly. The first lesson of the day will finish, and Mother I will need help with the children.
Of course, God is very important, and we all want to get back to him and have a bit of a chat with him, don't we? And think about him and read about him. But for now, do listen to this little ginger-bearded twat.
Of course I will. So we're going to go back up to the orphanage.
Praise be upon you.
So a bit of time passes. Tok, you're watching. Pebbles is knocking stuff over, and there's a bit of commotion before some of the children start reappearing. Hogar first, followed by another half-orc, and they start to make their way in. Ronson, you can't just be everywhere.
Ronson's just teleporting all over this map.
Right, you're not in there, Ronson. Yeah, so they're and Hogar's looking at the table. And, where did this? Where? I need to get his
Ronson,
voice.
get away from me.
He's a half-orc. Where did this stuff come from? Bit weird. And he picks up the note. He takes it over to Mother Ira, and you can't hear what they're saying, but
No.
the kids are sort of tucking into some of the food. They're fussing Pebbles. There's two, as I say, cat people, twins. They appear to be twins. And they're really fussing Pebbles.
Pebbles is loving it, giving it all the head rubs and the little head butts.
And you see sort of Mother Ira look at the bit of paper, recognise the sort of note, the symbol. She wanders over. For those who aren't watching the stream, which is most of you, Ronson's just like moving about the map. But for all intents and purposes, he isn't here. He doesn't exist.
Neil's had half a bottle of wine and he's showing off.
Neil.
I know,
I've had an entire bottle of wine, I'll have you know.
Put the bloody glass down and don't drink the rest. Get out of the freaking kitchen.
I've literally just deleted him from the map.
Oh, thank God.
I'll go back to watching YouTube.
Oh, sure. Pay attention.
Why can't you do the thing that you're not paid to be here for? You know what I mean? So Mother Ira kind of looks to the window, and you she hasn't seen you, but you kind of get the feeling that she knows someone's around. How apt, of course, that the hero of Lafleur would return as our hour of need. If only they would show themselves to us, children.
My tail gets really excited and just flaps on the window, and then I grab it and pull it down again.
They're the kids are eating. You notice the tiefling, young female tiefling, sort of holding back, sort of just not really getting involved. The elf is sort of eating nice and neatly. The cats are tearing bits up, and the half orcs are just gnawing on some of the meat.
Mm-hmm.
And the tiefling's just sort of milling about and starts to wander back towards the main classroom, just unseen to the rest of them.
Mm. I'm going to slide in, like, as they're kind of tucked into the food. And I was watching, I was getting really happy. I'm just going to slide around the front because the door's closed, I'm guessing. the building. And I'm going to sneak in here thinking that they're all still in there because whilst she's walking away, I wouldn't know. I'm just having a look around at the old classroom.
And then the door swings open. And you see this young tiefling, sort of grey skin, wearing a purple tunic. She wanders in and just a second or so goes, Who are you? You're not the hero of Lafleur.
I've got a book in my hand, so I'm looking through the books, and I close it and I turn around. Very straight. Hero?
Yeah, Mother Ira talks about a tiefling all the time. Purple tiefling. Here, left the money to build the orphanage. It can't be. Is it? Are you here to help? Are you here to help with the food? Did you leave the food?
No, I mean, no, definitely not me. No, it wasn't me with the food. No, it must be thinking of some other tiefling. There's a few of us around, rare, I know, but no, it must be some other tieflings. No, definitely not me.
The others tell me that a tiefling, maybe they're right. They say a tiefling couldn't possibly be a hero. Maybe they are right. It'd be nice to think we could be.
Why do you think you're not a hero? Anyone can be a hero.
We're not like them, are we? We're not like the Tabaxi. They're royal, royal. They're descended from the Leonin. They're nice fur, and the elves. They're so tall and handsome.
Yes, but look at our beautiful horns and our beautiful eyes, and I just make them flash like lots of different colours. And our wonderful tails. Who could resist us? We are fabulous. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And then I just conjure like lots of sparkly lights around myself.
But they all hate us. Don't they all hate you as well? They all hate us.
Yes, I've had a few run-ins with some authorities and a few towns thinking that tieflings are all bad, but I don't know. I think I've done my share of good in the world. And I think someday you could too.
But Mother Ira says she tries her best, but I think she's just too kind, too trusting. The rest of them, the kids, they turn on her in a shot. I mentioned bloody Father Bennett. Like, she trusts all of them, but they'd turn on her if they had the chance.
Do you think Mother Ira doesn't like you?
I think she does, but she likes everyone. I mean, she trusts everybody, even if she shouldn't.
I mean, I barely know the woman. I've just seen her around town, but from what I can have heard, she's lovely. Yes, and she's always going to give you the best start in life. And I see that she's got no food, and I've kept like an apple aside, and I just give this tiefling the apple.
But that's what I mean. Thank you. She trusts and she's kind to everyone, and maybe she shouldn't. Maybe there are people she shouldn't trust so much.
I think there's everyone. There's always going to be people in your life that you can't trust. But I suppose it's what you do with what you've learned from that breach of trust in the future that really shapes you.
It's a nice way of thinking about it. I still think some people are creepy weirdos, though.
Yes, I know someone who's a creepy weirdo. Someone called Ronson. I don't know if you've seen him around. Some wizard always trying to creep on people.
Oh, he came into the classroom. He was a bit creepy.
Yes. Very, very creepy. Don't let him come anywhere. Don't let him give you your fancy tricks or anything like that. He's just a big show-off. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Thank you. Well, look, in that case, I'll give you a bit of advice back. Don't they all think Father Bennett's the best thing since Rolly Sausages, but just don't trust him, all right?
So I've heard that the town south of here, can't quite remember its name right now, something beginning with a D, I don't know. Anyway.
Danhaven,
yes, that place. Beautiful, quaint town. has a problem with rats and water. Now, I've heard that Father Bennett built that well. And I've heard that he thinks that there's nothing possibly that could go wrong with that well. Well, I know that my friend, Good Porkeye, has been poisoned by it. And I'm here to sort it out. Do you think he had anything to do with it?
I don't know. I mean, you got to promise you won't tell.
Oh, cross my heart.
So
And a little illusionary heart with the cross comes up.
I struggle to sleep. Like, you know what? Like, we prefer it at night. I struggle to sleep, so I do go outside the night, and I just always see him skulking about. He comes out of that little crypt every night and goes into the church, but not through the door. There's a ladder on the side. He goes up there into the roof. Why would you go to the roof? He does that every night, and I don't know. I don't know enough about the water, but I don't know. He's obviously doing something.
Well, you are an absolute gem. And I touch the tiefling on the nose. I'm going to go and check it out. Maybe you should stay here. But is the ladder the one just outside this door? I did see a ladder earlier.
Yeah, outside of the church.
On the side of the church. Okay. Well, it's our little secret. I won't tell anyone. I think you should go and enjoy that food that someone left.
Thank you. What's your name?
Tick.
Ah, thank you. Thank you, Tick. I'm Zebis. I hope I see you again.
You can count on it.
She skips back.
I'm going up that ladder. Let me up that ladder.
Okay. So, as Tok wanders back outside, there's no one around, and she starts to climb up the ladder. And that is where we're leaving it tonight.
No, I want to go up the ladder. Dave, let me up the ladder.
I've been taken off the map.
Yeah, because you were being a dick.
Unbelievable.
Deserved.
This tale of adventuring and arsing about was devised by DM Dave. Tok was played by Vic. Neil played Ronson, and he streams at twitch.tv/BiteMyThumb. Finally, Porkeye was played by Shitehawk, and of course, the whole lot was abridged by Stephen Rankin. Until next time, dickheads.
This podcast is part of Podomedy, the UK's podcast comedy network. Why not laugh at what else we've got? Visit podomedy.com.